Get out! Get out! Get out!
Because he was a police officer at the time, it wasn't taken very seriously, not as it should have been.
A family brawl erupts on Mother's Day of all days.
Get out! Get out! Get out my house!
And the violence in this home on Balboa Street will result in Houston police arresting Nalita Williams. She was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. She would lose her job as a Metro bus driver because of it. For a year and a half, she tried to clear her name. Nothing worked, and the police wouldn't listen to her.
It's just been taking a toll on me and my daughter. I mean, mentally, financially, in every way. I still feel like I'm at square one.
Then she came to us for help.
I'm thinking of who I can call who's not afraid of getting justice. And I thought about Wayne Delcifino.
You want to sue me? Get out my house! Get out my house! Get out my house!
Anybody home? We came here to Balboa Street the other day to do a welfare check, just to make sure 85-year-old Mary Williams was still okay. Nobody's hurting you?
No.
Everything's okay?
Everything okay.
Okay.
No, I ain't gonna sit up and let nobody hurt me, you know. But I know they have a way, and they try to.
This is why we were worried. Phone recordings last year of Mary claiming she was a victim of elderly abuse at the hands, shockingly, of her very own children.
Damn them, the way they treat me. Forget all of them. They should tie me up and drag me. It's getting too messy. They stealing my stuff. They stealing my policies.
Daughter Nalita Williams told us she was worried too and made plans to see Mary on Mother's Day along with her daughter Asia, who wanted to see Grandma.
You want to go somewhere and have lunch or something outdoors or somewhere, Mama? Or just Asia, me and Asia?
But instead of Grandma being outside, my brother was outside.
And it was trying to push me out the house and everything. And I'm like, no, I have a right to visit my mom. I mean, I want to see my mom.
That's when this family feud really exploded. Listen, you can hear Nalita's own son yelling on video that he now owns Grandma's house.
Get out my house! Get out my house! I have deeds to the house! I have deeds to the house!
You can't see any physical violence unfold, but you can sure hear at least part of the fight on a phone recording we obtained. But Asia, she tells us she was beaten badly by her own brother that day.
He closed the door behind me and was punching me and just hitting my head into the wall and just trampling me with punches.
And he slammed her head. She had braids at the time. And he slammed her head first into the wall.
I remember looking at his face. I was sliding down the wall and trying to defend myself. He had this look of anger, like he didn't plan on stopping.
And that's when I remembered I had my weapon in my purse.
I felt relieved that she did that. She was brave enough to do that. Her yelling at him was not stopping him. It wasn't getting to him at all.
But when Houston police arrived, they didn't arrest her brother. They put her mom in handcuffs. You can clearly see on body camera visible injuries on the teenager. The hospital later diagnosed Asia with a concussion. Here's the knot on her head. Nalita had a fractured knee, but none of it mattered. For a year and a half, Nalita couldn't get the cops to dismiss her case on the grounds of self-defense. She even went to the police station with Asia to press charges against her own son for assault. She recorded her visit.
Watch body camera footage, and there's nothing to be reopened. You can force entry into a home.
I didn't.
Any person in the state of Texas has the right to remove you out of said home. And then he said that.
But Asia says she saw something on the day of the fight that may explain what happened here.
And seeing the police officers interview him, it seemed like they were friends already. It seemed like they knew each other, and it's like they came up to the house and it was like, "Oh, Glendon, it's you. How you been?" I felt invisible that day. They talked to me very briefly.
At the very least, he was given the benefit of the doubt over two people that showed signs of being assaulted.
That I don't know.
Even his own mother is shocked that he ever got a badge and a gun.
It terrified some people who know my son and what he's capable of.
A cop who made a false statement to 911 the day of the fight. So we look deeper into Glendon Arnold's history in law enforcement. Wait till you see what we found. According to his application to Harris County Precinct 4 constables, he admitted he had been convicted twice for assault as a kid, trespassing too. He was hired anyway. But he racked up 8 disciplinary actions in less than a year, leaving his post, falling asleep on duty, disobeying orders. His final problem? Failing to report an injury and failing to report for duty. But Glendon got hired anyway by Brookshire Police. He lasted just 4 months. That department still withholding records we asked for. Then Jamaica Beach Police gave him a job. Listen to the police chief Raymond Garvey on the phone call with us.
It doesn't surprise me, ma'am. What do you got going with that idiot?
Garvey said Glendon resigned after just 7 months.
He just wasn't doing what he needed to do for officer safety, your decision making, and he just had a hard time with being called on the carpet on about it.
We know Glendon lied on his application to get that job in Jamaica Beach, never admitting the multiple suspensions he had received at Precinct 4. And he said police had never been called to his home for any reason. This was only 6 months after this family brawl that led to his mother's arrest. And on the day of the fight, this lawman, he lied to the cops. Just listen to the 911 call he made.
Yes, there is a woman at my front door with a weapon in her hand. It's like a gun. I need police because I'm just off in the house right now.
Is this family or non-family?
No.
Do you know her?
No.
Of course he knew them. It was his own mom and his sister.
Trespassing, get out.
They were listening, but they wasn't believing what I was saying, because it was like to see them, even my daughter at one point, she said he's going to get away with it because look at how they're like they're friends, laughing, talking like they're just buddies.
You couldn't expect police on the scene that day to totally unravel this nasty family feud, but they did press Arnold on his claim he now owned the house.
So your grandmother transferred the house to you?
Yes,
okay.
I have a deed and everything.
A deed with a signature, we learned, that looks a lot more like Glendon's than Mary Williams. She even told police at the scene that Arnold's claim about the house wasn't true.
This is your house here?
Yes.
Did you sign this house away?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of.
We brought the result of our investigation to Brett Landralt, including police documents that clearly are false. We also told the Harris County District Attorney what we had discovered, and on the day of her planned trial, Lolita's case was dismissed for lack of evidence.
You guys being able to find the Jamaica Beach records played a big role.
Houston police were right about at least one thing that day on Balboa Street.
I don't know what to think about this. It's pretty sad that,
Sad that Lolita Williams lost a year and a half of her life because of this.
Hold on. There you go.
Asia's life changed too. Lolita had spent a lot of money trying to clear her name. Asia had no money for college. She's now enlisted instead in the military.
She motivates me when a lot of things happen, because even though this has pretty much turned her life upside down, she's still been able to try to keep going forward.
She's the strongest person that I know. She's made a lot of sacrifices, and all of our shortcomings, she's managed to get over them and do things for the better for us.
If members of her family won't do it, somebody should be protecting Mary Williams.
Somebody with Houston Police Department that can go and speak with her and kind of do some digging and listen to some of these recordings that Nolita's got and say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Where is Adult Protective Services? Listen to Mary when we spoke just a few days ago. Do you still own this home?
Yes, I do. I guess my name's still on there.
Did you ever give someone permission to change the name?
No, I never gave my permission.
Tax records show Mary owned the house since 1988. It has doubled in value in the last few years. And maybe the records are wrong, but the house is currently listed in the name of Glendon Arnold, and the deed is notarized by a friend. Regardless, it's very sad that Mary knows what will happen when she's gone.
So it's going to be a fight when I do leave, I know that. I said it's going to be a wall right here.